Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto Channel. We are live. It is Friday morning. How is everyone? I hope the thumbnail didn't scare you too bad, but I'm serious, guys. We're always going to give it to you straight here. So, not trying to blow smoke, not trying to get clicks. You know, it blows my mind. I see other channels, and they have these huge followings, and they put out the most ridiculous stuff. It's just like they just put out whatever's going to get them clicks. They just absolutely don't care if they steer you in the wrong direction. I'm not saying we get every call right, but guys, this is serious. I'm about to show you some things, and I know we've talked Babylon, and we've talked the big crash that's coming, and it is coming. And I've showed you evidence, historical evidence, and current data to suggest that it is very near. I'm going to show you at least two more things that you have not, or at least I haven't shown you. I'm going to show you today. So it is very near. We have a poll in the chat. Hit up the poll, guys, if you will. Let me know. And again, you know, we're a smaller channel. That's okay. I don't care if I broadcast to two people, because the two of us are going to get it right. And at the end of the day, do you want to be entertained or do you want to make money? We'll try to do a little of both here, but at the end of the day, I want to make money and I want you to be successful. So that's what we're going to try to do. Excuse me. Let's see who we got in. Let's see. Let's check chat. Max. Morning, dude. Max is bracing himself for the bad news. Hey, man. That's all right. Listen, bad news is good news. Good news is good news. When you're not a hodler only, when you're a trader, you know, we make money on the way down too. So this is actually really good news. You know, most trades, I generally enter trades with a fairly high degree of certainty. A lot of confluence, things like that. Nothing's guaranteed, right? But this trade coming up is like super ridiculously high certainty. So I'm actually excited for it. Carrie Benz, what's up? Thanos, my main guy in the house, West Coast. There he is. I already posted it. You see it, guys. I'm trading on KCEXtrading.com. KCEX is my favorite exchange. I've done them all. You guys in here know about it. If you haven't tried it yet, you're really missing out. There's going to be somebody that tunes in every day and hears me say this every day, and hears you guys vouch and vouch for what I'm saying every day about KCEX, who hasn't tried it. And like 6 months from now, they're going to try it and they're going to comment. They're going to say, oh my gosh, why didn't I do this way back when y'all were talking about it? Mark my words. John, the moderator. John, have you had to kick anybody yet? Have you had to? Don't boot Cemu. I like her. Kat, hey everyone. Hope you're all doing awesome. Title's freaking me out a little bit. No, Kat, we're going to save the day. We're going to trade it down, which is where we're headed. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but very, very soon. I'm going to show you. John scares me a little bit. Nope, nothing to be scared of. Go ahead and hit up the poll, guys. First thing, we do have some news coming out at 8:45. So U.S. opens at 8:30, of course. But then we have the S&P PMI reports coming out at 8:45. Which is where we look for our morning trade anyways. We haven't the last couple mornings because yesterday the news report was at 9. So we kind of bypassed the 8:45 in anticipation, but at 9 the report was a nothing burger. It was flat. It came in exactly on target. So anyway, got PMI coming in at 8:45. So that should time perfectly with our window looking for that 8:45. Let's look at some profits, guys. We got I've closed out all of my trades. I'm in 0 trades this morning. Zero long, 0 short, 0 day, 0 swing, 0 scalps. And we have a little bit, let's see. Here, I've got my monthly totals for you guys. We'll just see where we're at after the first 22 days of the year. My MEXC total is 12,482, so 12,500 bucks on MEXC. This has been almost all scalp trades. I think I had 1 or 2 day trades in there. I think I'm 1 or 2 day trades. Mostly scalps, a couple days. I know I had the good day trade from 98K was in here, which we made like 3,700 or 3,600, something like that. But anyway, 12,000 and KCEX which is my day trading, mostly day trading. We're at 6,600, so 12.5 plus 65 is 19K. $19,000 up from trading, and then I told you guys I closed out my WorldCoin trade the other day. We were up over 20K on that, but we wound up closing out for 17,000 in profit. So we're up $36,000 on the year in the first 22 days, 37 grand. About half of that coming from the WorldCoin spot trade that I gave live on stream. That I gave and took live on stream. I took it right here in front of you guys. I've transferred, I started, oh, come on. Just kind of showing you guys I'm getting prepared. I've got my MEXC account loaded up with $5,000. I actually did one little PD trade this morning. I made 68 bucks. It wasn't even 5,000. I made 68 bucks. I did a little trade. We hit the free money zone, and I front ran it, and it went $68. Close. So I made 68 bucks on that. Other than that, I'm sitting tight. I've got my levels. You guys have seen my charts in the VIP Discord. Join us in the Discord. Go to anthonyleecrypto.com. Join us in the VIP Discord. You can join the Discord in the description below. We have all sorts of programs on there. So Carrie Ben says, following what we talked about and haven't entered anything as well today. Good. There's nothing to enter. You can scalp in here, of course, but we haven't hit a swing level. I gave you guys the swing charts this morning, too. Does that help some of you guys? I know a lot of you guys kind of, and myself, too, I'm not knocking you, but sometimes it's hard for me to see through the clutter. Like, I give you my chart here. It's kind of, clutter. It's got the levels on it, the boxes, but then there's a lot of lines, a lot of clutter. I just simplified it this morning. Here's our swing levels. That's it. That is you should not look to day trade anything other than a swing level, period. Anything in between these swing levels, and you got your different zones. Like this is your macro swing low, and you got your really local ones that we're you can see we're kind of working in these local ones here, just kind of in between here. And you got your medium term. That's kind of this whole range area, this whole value area range. And what we do, if you notice, so I mark out the swing areas because liquidity, at the end of the day, this is about money, okay? At the end of the day. Whether for you, for me, for the market maker, it is about money. And traders know to enter their longs and shorts at swing high and swing low, right? Okay? Stop losses just above it in case price comes back up. Boom, they get stopped out or liquidated, right? So the liquidity lies below swing highs or swing lows. That's where the liquidity is. So we know that price is most likely to gravitate towards those areas. Now, it may take longer. Like a macro swing low may take a lot longer, may take weeks, months in this case, to come back to it, but it will eventually come back to it. Same thing with the highs, and some of these little local ones, they may hit every single day. And you can trade those. It's very tradable. They're smaller trades, and the ones at the top and the bottom are bigger trades, right? Does that make sense? And so what we do is we mark those out. Anything else in between is a scalp. That's it, period. If you get lucky and catch a runner day trade, then that's it. You just got lucky. Other than that, they're targeting the swings, okay? And so what we do is we just go in from there and we mark out areas, okay? Pointing controls, daily naked pointing controls, VWAPs, volume spikes, daily levels, weekly levels, things like that. And we try to find an area around a swing high or swing low that has confluence, like right here. Right here, you got a swing low. Can't really see that. You got a swing low. You got two swing lows here. A local swing low and a medium-term swing low, along with the Bybit value area low, which I'll mark out because I'm on the KCEX chart here. You got the Asia low from last week that was never taken, and you got the golden pocket. So you've got a nice zone here. You got two swing lows, two value area lows, really one, the Bybit and the KCEX. So it's a value area low. You got a value area low, two swing lows, the Asia low from last week, and the golden pocket. And we put a box around it. But all of it is around our swing areas. Look, even down here at the bottom, we got two swing lows here with the 786. It's confluence, okay? We know that price is headed there eventually because it's got to grab the liquidity. The market can't move without liquidity, so it has to go get that fuel, right? And we want to be a part of that trade, right? We don't want to enter a trade right here in no man's land. Why? Look, if you come to the swing low medium, you've already taken, if you come below it, you've already taken that liquidity, all right? You've already taken it. What's the point of turning the price around there? You can, but if you come down into it, down into here, right? Down into here, way down into here, what's the point of turning it around? You got the liquidity from here. You're not getting anything extra here. So if they come here, even if it bounces a little, that's probably to induce you to go long. Now, they can turn it around. They can do what they want. But if they come here, let me show you on a chart. Let me just show you on a chart. I want to show you, because a lot of people don't fail to get this. All right, let's say, and this is crucial. This is what it all boils down to, liquidity, okay? So let's say you got these two swing lows here, right? And then, let's say you got the swing low here, right? So price comes down, they grab it, they can rip it back up because they came and got what they wanted to get, which was the liquidity below the swing, right? Does that make sense? All right, but let's say they don't just swing it back up, right? They don't rip this back up and they kind of ease down a little more, ease down a little more. Why would they turn it around here? Now they can, I get it, they can, but why would they? They got everything they needed from here. So if they turn it around here, it's most likely to convince you that it's turning around so that you go long and they can build up more liquidity before they come get what they actually want, which is liquidity here. But now they've gotten a little extra because they fooled you into front running these other two because you thought it was turning around. It's really just to build up more liquidity before they come get what they really want 90+% of the time. So just be patient, wait for your level to get hit. Added confluence always helps. Got the added confluence on these. You know, you come down here, you got your golden pocket there, you got your 702, you got your daily level 70, things like that. Don't front run them. Otherwise, you're really just trading the middle of no man's land. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Anyway, that's why I broke it down like that and kind of did the more zoomed out approach without all the noise. This is the same chart. This is the same chart as that. This just has more noise on it, more targets. It helps me to maybe emphasize in one area over the other, right? Right? See, so like if we were to come up here, we certainly can turn things around right here. I got a box here, okay? You see a little cluster of liquidity right here, right? Some volume in here, daily naked point of control. We could turn it around there. But I like this area better, just above, because there's a weekly level of a previous week VWAP, a golden pocket. So I would emphasize more this area, even though I would be aware here and look, because they could come SFP this right here. They could just liquidity grab that and turn around. So I'm aware, but I have more emphasis on this box here because there's more confluence. So when we hit a box with more confluence, I would actually also probably let it run a little more before I take profit. Like if we came here to this box, all there is a daily naked point of control, and that's all it takes, okay? There's probably a 0.5 fib in here too. Anyway, I would take profit a little sooner here. Take profit, stop loss entry, because I know odds are they're going to come back for this better target up here. But it doesn't mean this isn't very tradable. We just want to look for our divergences and our reaction there. And we can trade this, but be more cautious versus an area right here that I might let run a little while longer because they got a little more liquidity out of that. It's a little better target. So yeah, just keep that in the back of your mind when you're trading. Market is open. Ooh, are they moving? Oh, wow, we didn't get that one. That's okay. We're waiting for 8:45. We got news at 8:45. Look at that. Guys, they just dumped this sucker. 89.7 to 89.2, and $500 dump in like 1 minute. Somebody should have alerted me. Carrie, let's see. John says, I did his mentorship too a while back, and it completely changed the way I trade. Yeah, John, y'all see John's P&L sometimes. John kills it now. I don't want to throw him under the bus, and I'm not bragging. I didn't really do anything. He does his own trades, but John was trading willy-nilly before, and now John sees it. John sees it. He's, if anything, he's learned to be a little more patient. John was really struggling with when to enter and, afraid to pull the trigger, things like that. So John has done really well. I'm super proud of you, brother. Super duper proud. Look at this. We might come in this free money zone. I'm scared of it, though, because 8:45 and the news coming up. What do y'all think? Come in the free money zone, do we take it? Ah, the trade was really up here, though. Uh-oh, my screen's freezing. I'm going to show you in a minute, if I remember. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Are they going to reverse this? Anybody have an opinion? I know it's a little scalperoonie, or do we wait on the news in 10 minutes? If we take this week, we could quickly fall and get all this all the way through. I think we take it. There it is. May not get much out of it. I think we at least come for the swing low. Probably fall all the way through. We showed. TP1. I'll show you my TP1. I managed it over here because I'm freezing up on my main screen. I've had nothing but problems out of this all week. TP1 up for 65 bucks. I think I probably need to restart my computer. Carry bins in the short. Hey guys, don't listen. We got news coming up in a few minutes. Do not go into drawdown on this. We have news coming up. If that news is bullish, this thing is fixing to rip up out of here. You guys be sure you take profit quick. This is a low volume zone. So while you think this low volume zone, and most of the time it does, just rips through, that means it can rip right back up just as fast. So be careful in this area. I love this area. I've made over $3 grand in this area in the last 36 hours. I showed you guys all my P&L in Discord. I showed it on stream yesterday too. This is a great area, but just be careful. The low volume, the fast move works both ways in this area. John says my big thing was I would feel like it would go a certain way. I trade based off that and not actual TA. Yeah, listen, the market, bitter corn especially, don't care about your feelings. They don't care what you feel. They don't care at all. Bitcoin gonna do what Bitcoin gonna do regardless of what John or Anthony or Carrie Benz or anybody else thinks. So we just have to learn how it moves, and then we let Bitcoin be the boss, and we just play ball, right? We play by his rules. Bitcoin's a he. We're moving, guys. We're moving. You guys still short? Hope you're TPing. We'll probably come all the way through this thing, guys, but I hope you're TPing. I'm going to TP a little more. All right, I just TP'd another $70. $135 profit right now. I'll show you at the end of this. It's moving fast, so I want to watch it. This is great. We're getting a trade live on stream. We're up 135 bucks. I know Thanos is in this. 8:45 coming up in a few minutes, guys. What would be ideal? What would be really ideal? We have a volume spike, and first of all, this is a low volume area, right? Free money zone, low volume area. Fast move up, fast move down. We have a volume spike in a daily. If they timed this to 8:45, bullish news, ding, long trade, right back through the top. That would be ideal. I need somebody to, remember yesterday when we were trying to do the news, my screen, it wasn't refreshing, it wasn't showing the news. Somebody had to tell me what it was. So if somebody can get that pulled up real quick and they can kind of let the crew know, you know, we all work this together. So if y'all can let us know, I'm going to try to do it here, but just in case, I missed the entire trade yesterday because it took 3 minutes for my screen to refresh. So somebody can let us know. Somebody can kind of be doing that also. Look at this trade, guys. Good trade. Good trade. I do have some big macro stuff I'm going to show you guys. We have some significant downside, and I'm going to prove it to you coming. That doesn't mean we can't go up a little bit first over the next few days or week. 2 weeks, probably max 2 weeks. I know some of you thinking, where am I trading at? I mentioned it earlier, but here we go. Here we go. Get on here. I don't even want you to use my affiliate link, although you can. certainly can. It's down below, but there you go. Go directly to KCEXtrading.com. I just spammed the chat. Get you an account. Lowest fees in the game, guys. Seriously, 0.01%, guys. No withdrawal fees. I never have a problem with slippage on there. No issues whatsoever. The easiest user interface I've ever seen. I'm also on MEXC. I'll switch out the banner for this one. MEXCtrading.us. It's international. You do not have to be in the US. That is just where you can go directly and sign up. Or again, affiliate link is below. Same fees, 0.01%, all that good stuff. I trade on both. If we tick up one more notch here, if we come up to 89K, 80, I'm fixing to close this. We're getting right here at 845. If we come up to 88,950, I'm going to flash close. We're going to watch this 845 too, and then we're going to go into the macro bear news. It's coming, guys. I don't care what everyone else is telling you. I'm telling you, don't fall for that trap. I'm not only going to tell you, I'm going to show you. I'm closing. Picked up an extra $37. $172 on this trade. Good trade, guys. I'm out. John got stopped out. I hope you guys made some profit. If you entered when I did, there's no way you did not, unless you're still in this for some reason. Which, I mean, we could go to 50K from here. You could make $1 million. I don't know. But I'm out with my $172, and I'm happy. And we'll look for another trade at 845 in 2 minutes. And then we're going to go over the macro, guys. We're going to let you know what's up and where we're headed and when I think we're headed there. Let me get my screen set up here for another trade in case it comes up in 2 minutes. Anyway, I don't think I told you, but I'm going to show you. I have to log in. I've got my other account set up with $70,000. So I have $5,000 in this account that I'm just scalping with. I mean, I'll take a day trade from here if it presents itself, but I have $70,000 loaded up in the other account that I am ready for this big macro short coming up. I'm going to show it to you. A lot of people don't believe, folks, and you shouldn't believe everyone that just tells you they trade with that kind of money, because most of them are lying. But I'm going to show you my account, and I'm going to show you the live trade when we take it every single day, okay? I'm going to split that into 2 trades. One of them's going to be $50,000 trade, and the other one's going to be a $20,000 trade. Maybe 3 trades, and you all know my 3 criteria. 2 of them we will definitely get. 2 of them we'll definitely get. 1 of them we may not get. So if we get all 3, I'm going to go 50,000, 10,000, 10,000. If we don't, I'm going to go 50,000, 20,000 on the 2 that we will definitely get. For all you naysayers, keep it to yourself, because I'm going to show it. And it's not going to be a screenshot. It's going to be tick, 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 tick in every single day. So you're going to see P&L. You're going to see all that good stuff. The numbers are going to be changing. That's our 1 minute signal till 8:45 news. All right, somebody help me with the news. Just in case mine freezes up again. I don't think it will. It's been pretty good when I've refreshed today. Yeah, well, there it goes. There it goes. But it refreshed right on through, so. And there it goes, doing its thing. So yeah, somebody help me out here. 17 seconds. Got your trade finger set up, guys? Remember, if this comes up red, that's bullish. I want both of them red or both of them green. Green is bearish. We'll explain in a minute. Here we go. Oh, we got one red, so we got a bullish and a neutral. We got a bullish and a neutral. Price is not reacting. No trade for me. We got a bullish and a neutral. Let's go to the 1 minute. Let's pull up Bjorn. Stochastic headed up-ish. No, it just slipped down. No trade here, guys. We're stuck in this free money zone. Yeah, red is bullish. But you think red is bearish, but when these numbers are given, the red and green are bullish or bearish for the US dollar, which usually is inverse to assets. So red is usually bullish. All right, we got 845. Let's see if they reverse the open. You know, that's the tendency, is usually false move on the open. 845, 846 reversal. Or let's see if they complete the rotation through the zone. Money flow crossover in the red here on the 1 minute. Volatility headed down. Took a 2 minute. I don't like this right now, guys. No trade for me. If you're still in your earlier short for the free money zone, be careful. We just had some bullish news. A lot of times you get a couple of minute delayed response. To make folks think they're still going to just continue down, and really it was bullish news. It'd been better if both of them were bullish. Went to the gym this morning, guys. See if we can come take this low. We might come take this low. Might come take this low with some bearish divergence. It'd be great to hit this volume spike in daily with some bullish divergence. We're going to get on to the good stuff, guys, but I just want to see if we can get a quick trade right here. If we can't get it, we can't get it. This is a no trade. Gary Benz made $2. You gotta be quick on these, brother. Gotta be quick on these market opens. I got in the trade and took $65 worth of profit inside of 10 seconds. I was out of the trade in 2 minutes. That's good though. It's better than losing, right? You made $2. I don't know how much you had on it, so that may be huge. If you had $1 on it, then you hit the mother load. If you had $1 margin, it's 200. It's 200%. It's a 2x. This is a no trade, guys. I am shocked. Volatility has just died. Started out hard and heavy right there. It could still come. Let's give it 1 more minute, and then we're going to move on. 1 more minute. I know you guys came here to see the bad news. I can't stress enough, the bad news is still good news. If you're a trader, you should not care if you're a trader if price goes up or down. I'm gonna tell you guys something in just a second that changed the game for how I trade years ago, and I just remembered it today. See if we can get something here. It's trying to move back to the upside. The trend, or the overwhelming percentage, would be for this to complete the rotation through this free money zone. Overwhelming, like 97%, whatever it is. But it doesn't mean it has to. Bullish news can certainly push you up out of here. All right, so no trade for me. I'm going to set alert at the bottom. How's the music, guys? Is the music too loud? Can you even hear it? I can alert set on the bottom. We'll revisit if we come down there. I don't like anything to the top side. We'd have to come significantly up for me to take a short. This is not a short area. Remember, if you take a short or long anywhere outside of these swing zones, then you're really just scalping or guessing. Okay, let me go back to this chart. I want to tell you something that I learned a long time ago, that I heard somebody say, I don't even remember who, and it changed the way I think. So that they were talking about swing trades, and they were showing things like this, the swing levels, and they were talking about being prepared and not taking trades in the middle of the range, which you certainly can, and I scalp all day, every day, pretty much. But like, let's say you think price is going here, right, to the swing level, and we're actually here, and your medium swing zone is here, right? So you're really kind of in the middle. You could go either way, right? You really could go either way. I don't really care what your indicators tell you. You could really go either way, okay? Indicators work best at swing highs and swing lows, okay? Now, it doesn't mean your indicator's going to be wrong and you can't, but a lot of people would say, okay, I think we're going here first. Or no, they would say, I think we're going here first because we're closer, right? We're closer, like that matters. But they would short from here, right? And then plan to flip long and go here, right? Okay, I've done it. But that is a gambler's fallacy. That you're gambling, okay? Because you don't have to come here. Nothing says you have to come here. Now, there are some indicators that can kind of help you, but you're really gambling, and your risk to reward is terrible. Because if you're swing trading, like you're really swinging for the lows and the highs, swing high and swing low, and you're in a short here, coming to this little swing low, the medium-term swing low right there, even if you're coming to this one, say you're coming way down here, well, where your stop is, if you're swing trading, your stop is above the previous swing. So you're at like a 0.5 to 1, 0.5 to 1 risk to reward. That is terrible. And that's if you made it through these other swing zones and didn't just swing the value area low here, right? So you're right here, you're below point of control. You're halfway between the point of, let's just say you even did that. Point of control is your stop loss because you're just trading the range, right? So you're targeting the value area low. I mean, you're at a 0.6 to 1 risk to reward. So you're gambling. I don't care what your indicator says, you're gambling. At a 0.6 to 1, even if you hit this, it is literally a coin flip, and you're going to wind up losing. The house is going to win. This is terrible. I've done it. I used to do it like all the time. Sometimes it hit, sometimes it didn't. Usually when it hit, you make a few $100, and when it didn't, you got liquidated because you held it too long because you just thought it had to come back. You married the trade. So I heard someone say one time, let's say these are I'm just these local. That's it. Just these two local high, local low. And I'm in the middle here, and he said, I don't remember exactly how he worded it, but he said, okay, so my trade is here and here. Price is here. My job is not to figure out which one it's going to first. He said, my job is to react when it gets there. And when that sunk into me, I was like, bing, a light bulb, like, oh my gosh, I don't care where it goes. I just know where it's going. Don't really know which one it's going to first, but I'm ready when it gets there. I don't care if it goes here or there. When it gets there, I'm going to look for my divergences. I want my lower lows there, and I want, my divergences to look like that, right? My minimum waves look like that. And I want to see a swing failure pattern. I want the next candle, that candle or the next candle, preferably 15 minutes, but you do you. You want to see a 1 minute? That's fine. You want to see a daily? That's fine. Preferably a 15-minute candle to come close back above this. And then I have swung failure pattern this with bullish divergence, and then I can target this, right? And it's a great risk to reward because really your stop should be below that low that you just set. If you do have something slightly below a level like the buy bit value area low, you might get extended to there. But let's just say you did that. The buy bit value area low is right below it, so you extended to there. You entered the trade when you came and closed back above this wick, and you're targeting the swing high. And you got a 4.3. You got a 4 to 1 risk to reward. Think about that, guys. Your job is not to figure out where price is going from here. We know it's going to one of those two places because we know how the market works. Liquidity grabs, right? We're in the middle. If you're not in a trade now, you've missed it. Let it go. Could you guess and get it right? Yeah, sure, absolutely you can. Are there some indicators that might could give you the edge? Yes, sure. But you're guessing. Don't do that. Just be ready when it gets to one of those two places and fire off your trade if you get the reaction and the confluences you want. That's it. That is all you have to do. And again, if you're scalping throughout the day, that is a different ball game. I'm talking day trading right here. If you're a day trader, you cannot take a trade right now. If you do, you might get lucky. I hope that makes sense, guys. I hope that, like, I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb, but when I heard that time, I was like, oh my gosh, I'd never heard that before. It had never occurred to me, you know? And people would be saying things like, yeah, I think we're going to come take this low first. And I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Let me short it to there. Wrong. We would come take this high almost every time. And I was convinced there was an algorithm somewhere that when Anthony Lee entered a trade in the middle of the range, it just went against me. And somebody over in China somewhere, price was going up against me, and in China it was going down for them. I was convinced. Sailor Republic says 88,408. Maybe they come and take out their own previous low. Maybe. None of that is a trade for me. None of it. I am looking for this high or this low and nothing in between. Now, I will get on a live scalp trade with the VIP today. We'll do some of that. But I am looking for this high and this low for the much higher probability trade and bigger trade. Kerry Benz, that happens to him. Yeah, it happens to all of us. There's nothing that you can go through that any of us haven't done before. I guarantee you. Many times. Yeah, 88.4, that's a no trade for me. I mean, again, I might scalp it. Absolutely. I see what you're saying. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And I would scalp that on the live trading session today, but not for what I'm really looking for. I'm looking for some bigger trades now. Let's see. Okay, guys, let's talk about the big stuff. Price is just kind of hanging out in the free money zone. It will probably work its way to the bottom. Take out that volume spike and daily level, which is what we said we would look for a long. I would take that. Like he's talking about, 88.4. That would be a good scalp trade right there. We talked about that earlier in the stream, that we'd love to see this, tag this volume spike and daily level, and then rip right back up to the profile. I do have, you can see that little triangle there. I do have my alert set there. So if the alert goes off, I've got my trade set up over here. We are ready to take that trade. That's a good call, Save the Republic. We got it, and we are waiting for it. It is not my day trade area, but I will certainly, y'all know, I showed you P&Ls on this free money zone. I'll scalp this zone all day long. All right, I'm out of the trade, though. Let's look at some stuff. Let's look at some bearish stuff, guys. Don't listen to everybody out there who's telling you we've got to have this big, massive run up, because that's what bitter corn always does. And I'm not saying we don't. I am absolutely not saying that we don't move up a little bit from here. We certainly can, and I would like that. I would really like that. I'm pulling for that. So when I'm about to talk negative, don't think that I don't want to move up and that I don't think we can't get one. Okay, so we're here. We're about 88.9, 89K right now, right? We're in this range. We took the low, the very low on KCEX, but we did not touch the low on Binance, Bybit, or Coinbase. So chances are we come down here for these lows, okay? Chances are. That's where the low is on Bybit, okay? Chances are we come down here for these, okay? I'm ready if we do that. This low right here, it is a swing low. It's a KCEX swing low. It is a Bybit swing low and all that too, but it is, again, front-running their value area low. So I will not be ready to enter a trade right here. I'll look. But I think if we do swing fail this low, we're going to come and at least touch their value area low. And then swing fail that, okay? So this right here is not an automatic entry because I just don't see them front running that value area low again on Bybit, Coinbase, or Binance. Does that make sense? So if you see this level, like, oh, Anthony's got a level here. It's value area low. It doesn't have to, and it probably won't. But we'll look for it just in case. But what I really want to see is to actually swing fail that, but I want to come and get this one too. I want to swing fail both of them in one candle. That would be a dream scenario to enter. And at that point, I would target TP1 point of control, TP2 here, and ultimate target would be way up here to take the high, okay? All right, now let's go over some of this bearish stuff. Hang on one second, guys. I'm going to turn the fan on. It is really hot here. All right, sorry about that. I'm like sweating. These lights, I don't know if y'all have ever used like studio lights or whatever they are. They are freaking hot. It'll go, Knitton 0777 says it'll go till 85.6. Certainly could. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I just said. You're absolutely right. That is absolutely what I just said. That Bybit, value area low, Coinbase, all those. That's what I'm looking for. So we do have this swing, but I don't think we stop there because that is really just the KCEX, maybe some other exchanges, but not the biggies. I don't think the biggies come back here to take the KCEX low. They're coming to take their own, right? So this is the trade I'm looking for. I just have this marked so that I'm aware. I don't think I have a box on that. Do I have a box on that? Yeah, I don't even have a box on that. I don't have a box on that. Guys, notice I have the swing level marked out, but I do not have a green box on that, okay? My green box is down here at the Bybit. I just put Bybit, but it's Bybit, Coinbase, and Binance. Value area low. That's where the box is. I don't have a box here. I just have it marked out as the swing low, okay? See, it's right here. I have it marked out, but no box. I'm not looking for that trade. Looking for a trade into the box. I just didn't put my boxes on the swing chart here. All right, guys, let's talk about this bearish stuff, okay? You all know I'm not fixing to go through Babylon again. You all know the setup here. We will get 2 of the 3 of these. We will get 2 of the 3 of these. We'll get this monthly cross right here at some point. We can't not get, I mean, I guess we could if we just shot up to $1 million and never came back. But we can't not get this cross, 5 over the 13 on the monthly. It's already crossed to the upside. It's about to cross to the downside, 86.5. If we close the month below 86.5, you'll get that cross. You know the parameters. We then look for a retracement to the 13, a rejection, and that's our entry, right? Okay, our primary entry scenario, which has happened every time here, the white 5 comes back, crosses the 55 green, and then crosses back down, and that's our entry signal, okay? Wicking above the 382, which the 382 is like, right, I don't know, right about here-ish. I don't have it on the chart, but right about here-ish. Anyway, that's our primary scenario. It's happened every single cycle, but it doesn't have to happen this cycle. Okay, we have a third scenario that I don't have on here that we will definitely get also. That's in the VIP Discord. You guys have that scenario. I'm not going to give it here. I give you 2 out of the 3 here. And I've given the other one here. Just go watch a video from earlier in the week. I gave it. Nothing to go through it here, though, because these are my 2 primaries. We're going to throw $70,000 on trades between these 3 trades. All right, we showed you this. So this is bearish. Now, that doesn't mean we can't come up into that 382 first and then come down. I don't care, okay? It's just like I said earlier. I don't care. I'm prepared whether they go straight down from here or whether they go up. It's not my job to predict where they're going. It's my job to be ready when they get there, okay? Always remember that. Please, it changed my life as a trader, especially on the macro. All right. So yesterday we talked about, do anybody remember what we talked about yesterday? I told you guys something brand new. Cat, does that free money zone ever nullify after a certain point or is always in play as long as we're in the range? I don't know. All I know is we've gone through it 34 times now, and 32 of the 33 of the 34 have been successfully gone through. So I don't know. I'm sure at some point it will be a non-factor, but not yet. VIX. John says the VIX. Caribbean says VIX. Absolutely. Okay, let's look at the VIX. I'm going to add to the VIX, okay? I'm going to add to the VIX. I want you to get your screenshotters ready. You ready? Screenshot this right now. Screenshot this. This is how you find this chart. Screenshot this. Simu, there she is. Bangladesh. Yes, in the house. Bangladesh in the house. How are you? Glad you came by to see us today. Screenshot this, guys. You need this chart. Trust me, you need this chart. You can use this on multiple time frames, but just like the VIX, use it on macro only, and you're going to make an absolute fortune. I'm about to show you. I use this with the VIX in Confluence, okay? And I'm about to show you. All right, this is the total crypto cap of USDC plus USDT. Okay, most traders, certainly most whales, when they sell Bitcoin, they sell to USDT or USDC. They don't often sell to cash, okay? So what this measures is when people are selling their Bitcoin for stable coins, and as stable coins go up, the price of Bitcoin goes down hard, okay? That means people are selling out of Bitcoin, getting into stable coins, okay? All right, so mark it out, 8%. Above that is bad for crypto. Mark that out, save that, okay? You need this, trust me. I'm on the weekly time frame, by the way, but it doesn't really matter. I really like daily and up. But just like the VIX, the weekly is where you're going to catch your big moves. Above is bad for crypto. Below is good for crypto. But if it's below and trending up, that could be bad for crypto also. So just like the VIX, movement up is bad. Movement down is good for Bitcoin, okay? And above this line is like panic. But you can be above the line, and as you start to move down, that's when you get your reversals to the upside, okay? Just because you're above the line doesn't necessarily mean bad. If you're above the line and coming down towards the line, then that's okay. I'm about to show you. We're going to do it side by side. I just want you to get the screenshot, okay? All right, here we have all three, and Cypher works very well on these, okay? Here we have all three. We went over the VIX yesterday. I have all these on the daily. I don't want to be too confusing for you. Let me put it here. All right, so we've got Bitcoin on, that's the 10-day. Let me get on the weekly. All right, we got both these on the weekly time frame, right? Okay, you follow me? All right, so this is the USDC, USDT chart, okay? Similar to the VIX, but not the same. When they're going in confluence is when you get the big moves, okay? All right, so you see right here, this is where on the weekly time frame it started to head up, right? So you're well below the fear zone here, but it started to head up, and let's trace that over. You're right here. As soon as you started, oh, I'm sorry, you're right here. My bad. As soon as you started this move up, and you can trace my line. You see the dotted line as I move it on the right, it moves on the left. When you started that move up, what happened? Big dump on Bitcoin, okay? Big dump, okay? Now look on the left when you started to peak, right? You started to peak right about here and started kind of the descent to the downside, right? And trace over here. Look, see where you started that peak right there? Actually, the peak was there. See what happened? Look on the right. So you started to move down on USDC, USDT. What happened? Bitcoin started to move up. Okay, started to move up. I know there's a lot of chopping here, but ultimately you're trending up, right? Trending up. I mean, that's 80K to 98K. It's an $18,000 move up from this to this, okay? You guys are going to thank me later for this. I mean, it catches all of them, guys. It catches all of them. Look here. Trace me on the left, right here, okay? Trace me on the left. Look on the right. See, on the left, it's got that yellow line. Look, see, right there. What happened? Started to move up. Big move down. That's bigger than you think, guys. That is a 32% move to the downside. Pay attention to this chart, okay? I'm telling you. Now, you can use it as a leading indicator, just like the VIX for Bitcoin, meaning this happens first. Okay, so when you see this start to happen, when the Cypher and Bjorn and things like that indicators fire on this, They will then fire on Bitcoin so you can get the jump on it, okay? Now, it's not 100%, and you got to watch it. It could reverse. Of course, anything can reverse. Trump could do the magic thumb tweets and reverse anything, right? Let's take a look. I got all three of them here. So we got the left is USDC, USDT. The middle is the VIX, and the right is Bitcoin, okay? And I've got the cipher indicator on these, okay? And let's see how this plays out. Let's go to the 2-day. Just because it's a little more powerful than the daily. All right, so here it looks like on this one you got the green dot on the 2-day VIX first. See the green dot on the 2-day VIX first? Which means volatility is about to head up, right? You see that? It was several days later you got it on USDC, USDT, right? You see that? And then that was the same dot. You got the red dot on Bitcoin. So you got a front run on this. Do you see where my cursor is? You see I'm in the middle. I'm on this VIX green 2-day green dot, right? But look at the left and the right charts and the dotted lines. You have no dots there, nothing. So the VIX was the leading indicator for both of these charts, okay? That means volatility is about to pick up. The VIX is about to pick up, which means people are about to panic, sell their Bitcoin for USDC and USDT. You got the jump on it right here. And what happened? A few days later, sure enough, you got the red dot on Bitcoin and the green dot. These are the 2 daily time frames. So the green dot coincides with the red dot because that is people selling their Bitcoin for USDT. Does that make sense? And how you use this is you start out here. Once you get this dot here on the 2-day VIX, you know, okay, it's time to sell or short Bitcoin, whatever. Because volatility is about to head up, which means Bitcoin is, let's see where we get that dot. Let me trace it over. Bitcoin's about to head down, right? A few days later, when you get the dot over here, that is continuation. That is continuation. And you could see you started the drop here with the VIX. You got the green dot here on the USDT continuation. So that allowed you to stay in that trade and know you were coming down further because you got continued confluence. But it started with the VIX. Does that make sense? So I keep my chart just like this. And if you don't know how to do that, up here at the top, see right here where it has your chart name, I'm kind of circling at the top. You can click this little button here, and there you are. You got a single chart. That's what the chart normally looks like. You can put in a double chart, and I use mine on a triple chart. And then you'll click in each chart to change what chart it is. Like here I got Bitcoin. I could change it to WorldCoin. And I could go WorldCoin and this one to Bitcoin, you know, whatever I want to do. But I keep mine USDT, VIX, and I should really rearrange this. VIX should be first because VIX leads everything. So you want to see that one first, just psychologically. That's the first chart. So I'm going to rearrange that. But anyway, that's what you do. I hope that makes sense. VIX is usually the leading one, Thanos. VIX is usually the leading one. Not always, but usually, because people don't get out. Think about it. Think about it. Just think about it. If you're just chilling in an asset, you're chilling in Bitcoin, right? Why get out? You're just chilling. There's no reason. There's no reason to get out. Volatility's not picking up. Nothing's going on. It's just kind of chilling. But as soon as that VIX, which is the measure of volatility of the S&P, which Bitcoin, in case you don't know, follows the S&P very closely. Not exact, but very closely. So when the volatility of the S&P picks up, you know, it's a major market which leads crypto for the most part, right? So when that volatility or VIX picks up, people say, oh shoot, S&P about to dump. I need to get out of my Bitcoin. So they sell their Bitcoin based upon the volatility of the S&P, based upon the VIX. So you usually get the signal on the VIX first. But the VIX flippy floppies more than USDT. Okay? So you enter on the VIX, you watch a day, two, whatever time frame you're trading on for continued confluence on the USDT. And then the final nail in the coffin is to make sure you get that dot on Bitcoin that goes in the the opposite direction of what your VIX and USDT are saying. Because those have an inverse relationship, right? Hope that makes sense. So the public says, I think we without a doubt at least hit the 0.5 fib at 100.3K. Maybe, I hope so. I think you're wrong, but I absolutely hope so. It would be the first time in history, which I know that happens. I know. I preface all this with that can happen. But you've never hit the 0.5 before at this stage of the cycle ever. Of course we can. They're just going to have to prove it to me before I believe it. And I'm totally cool with that. I only sold $100,000 on altcoins. I still have altcoins. I'm totally cool with it if they hit that, because I will absolutely ride those alts up there. But I don't think so. I don't think so at all. And here's another reason I don't think so. We were just looking at them. Oh no, what do I do with my charts? Let me refresh this and then we'll talk about that. And they certainly can do whatever they want to do. And all of this, no matter what it's showing, can flip on a dime. Let's go to the weeklies. All right, we're on the weekly time frame for all of these, okay? All right, so we know green dots on the VIX and USDT. I hope you guys are following. Green dots are bad for crypto, right? Weekly are big moves. I showed this in the video yesterday. I'm not fixing to roll through all that again. I mean, I just showed one example on the 2-day. Imagine the weekly. You can go, you could just see it on the screen. I mean, you can see it. It's all over. So anyway, we are about to get a weekly green dot on the USDT. We are under a leading indicator weekly green dot on the VIX, and we are about to get the weekly red dot on Bitcoin. Worse, this was the final, oh, look at that 12-hour red dot. This was the final nail in the coffin for the last cycle. There was no more upside when you got this weekly money flow crossover into the red. That was it, and it should cross over on Sunday. So I definitely think you're wrong about that. I would be surprised if we got above 93K at this point. And again, that would be the first time in history that we didn't run and at least touch a 382. So I just think this is the first time in history. Either you're right at 100K, never happened before the 0.5, or it never happened to the 382. Either way, it could be the first time. But these tell me that we're fixing to have a big move to the downside. Now, that doesn't mean Bitcoin can't come down here, SFP 80K, and then come up and then go down. Certainly can, and the VIP Discord knows. I actually showed exactly what I'm looking for in the VIP Discord yesterday. As far as that trade right there goes, we're ready for that trade if that happens. We are ready. We have our level. But I definitely think we move to the downside. Big. These leading indicators are calling for it. Not to mention on the VIX, we're way down here on the VIX. Let's zoom in on the VIX. Let's zoom in on the VIX. Let's go to the weekly. Now, I know we've come below where we are now. We've come below it. Okay, we've come below it. This goes back 6 years. Let's mark out where we are now. Right in this area. We're just kind of bouncing up from this area. 6 years this goes back. We've come below it before, but not very far and not very much. So we're pretty much at the bottom-ish of this range. Now, it doesn't mean we can't come all the way down here again, but we just left that area, so you would expect to rotate back towards the top a little. But we could, I mean, we're already back down here, so we could certainly come down again. We could even come lower. But given the history here, odds are we're going to do something more like this. And in confluence with that are our dots. We're already on our current weekly dot. Got a 10-day dot is going to fire off any time now. At the next 10-day closure, we're going to get that 10-day dot with bullish divergence. Got lower lows there, and this works the exact same way. Go back test it. So I'm actually looking for a pretty big move to the upside in the VIX, which is going to be a pretty big move in the downside of Bitcoin. And if this does cross, hear me guys, I don't care what anybody tells you. If this causes, if this upcoming dump, and it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, I think 2 weeks tops. If this causes this 5 to cross the 13, it's over. You won't get the move to 93K, 99K, or 100K. You won't get it. What you will get is a move back up to the 13, and then the rest of the bear market. That is what you'll get, and that is all you will get. So, and I could be wrong, but I strongly, with every fiber of my being, believe that. So, be looking for that, guys. Don't be listening to folks that tell you we're fixing to go to new all-time highs or 107K or any of that stuff. Well, yeah, we could. Yeah, we could. But there's nothing. There's nothing on the chart that suggests that we're going there. I'm not worried about that weekly bullish divergence. That is just, it's completely secondary to the VIX and the USDT chart. Completely. And this weekly bullish divergence is from like 2 months ago. This is what you got. This is what you got. That's from like 2 months ago. That's what you got. Not only that, you're about to get a red dot. This green dot is over with. You're getting a red dot on Sunday with money flow coming over into the red. You got what you got. You got 20%. Your dot's done. You got 20%. From low to high, you got 22%. That's over. And there's historical precedence to that too. Let's look. There's historical precedence to that being all. Let's go to the weekly here. At this exact same time in the cycle, I think it was the exact same time. Let me see. I may be wrong. It's hard for me to see. These dots are so small. Same exact point of the cycle right here. You got that weekly green dot right there, and you moved up 24% from wick low. That's not even from open to close. That's wick low, open to close. But as you can see, guys, I just told you, but now I'm gonna show it to you. When you got that next red dot with weekly money flow crossover into the red, that was it. That was it. That was it. That's bigger than it looks. That's what she said. But that was it. We're about to get that on Sunday, guys. Most likely. That's it. I believe that weekly divergence, that's what you had here too. That's what you had here too. Same thing. Weekly divergence. Weekly divergence, weekly green dot, 24% pump. Followed by the red dot with money flow crossover to the red. It is exactly what you got here. Exactly what you got here. Again, doesn't mean it has to work out the same way, but they're going to have to prove me wrong. Weekly green dot. Look, you just ticked into the red right here as I'm sitting here. Just ticked into the red. It's not confirmed. It won't confirm till Sunday. Money flow coming to the red. Red dot about to print. It's over. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I would love for scenario one to play out. I would love it. But I'm not going to be naive and think just because something's happened before, it has to happen again. It's not my job to predict what's going to happen. I just have to be ready for it. And if our primary Babylon scenario does not play out, that's okay. If this does not play out, we've got this one, and it will play out. Because we've already got the cross. We're just waiting on the cross back to the downside now. Hope that makes sense, guys. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to keep it real with what the chart's saying. I know a lot of people, there's a lot of influencers talking about that weekly green dot. I see them. And they may be right. I could be totally wrong. But this weekly green dot was literally on December 15th. Weekly red dot coming on January 25th with money flow crossover. The move was subpar to the upside because money flow is coming out in a hurry, and money flow trumps everything. And you can see the exact inverse relationship, which is what I was just telling them. When people sell their Bitcoin, they put it in USDT. Look at it. Look at the money flow. Money flow coming out. Money flow coming in. It's perfect. Crossing into the green right now. That's our USDT chart. And guys, I'm not saying we're going straight down in a straight line. I would love, and I'm ready. Where is my swings chart? I'll show you. I gave the VIP. I'm not going to give everybody else, but I gave the VIP yesterday exactly what I think is going to happen. But I'll tell you what I would love to see. I would love to see, first of all, I would love to see that move up to 99K. That's my ideal dream scenario. But I would really like to see this move up to 93K. Go ahead and take out the value area high one more time. It's an easy rotation. You SFP this is an easy trade, if nothing else, to target the value area low, right? And lights out. That's what I would love to see. Love to see. No more guesswork. No more nothing. I would love to see that. And we could still get that because there are some time frames, guys. I'm being negative Nancy, not on purpose. I'm being what I call realist. But you do have some other time frames that are trying to push the upside. You got the daily. Your money flows in the red. It doesn't look good. 2-day kind of pushing up. You're pretty deep on the VWAP wave, so you're probably going to move a little up here, right? You follow me? You're probably going to move a little bit up, but you're flippy floppy in the red and the green. The trend is down, so eventually this is going to go deeper. It's just hanging on by a thread to money flow here. Same thing, 3-day. You know, you're pretty deep here. You're probably going to get a move back up, but you're already trending majorly down in the red. Getting a little crowded down there. Let me clear that out. You're pretty deep here on your. You could come lower on these waves, but I don't know. You're under a green dot. You're about to get a red dot. You just got one. It just flipped off. Just that daily 2-day and 3-day could give you a little momentum to the upside, but all of the money flows are in the red, which means just like that weekly green dot that everybody thinks we're getting 40, 50, 60% on, we're not. We're not, because money flow is in the red, crossing into the red too, which is stronger. So on these daily 2-day and 3-day that's coming up, it's not going to be the big pump everybody's looking for. I would love to get back to this 93K. We may not even make it above this point of control at 91.3, but I'm going to look for 93K. And if we keep going, fine, great. I'm not complaining. Altcoins, go, run. But this is what I'm looking for, guys. 93K, 93.2, somewhere in that area. Swing failure pattern this, SFP this. I don't think we come take the high again. I hope we do. I really hope we do. Yeah, we need a Trump tweet. That's right. Actually, I think we'll get 93K regardless. I think a Trump tweet could send us to an official 382 at 98, 99, wherever it is, 98.5K, which is what we ultimately wanted. That would be great. So maybe we get the 93K and then somebody calls Trump and tells him to tweet this bitch up to 99K. That would be ideal. Oh my gosh, dream scenario. Don't count on it, guys, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Don't even try to predict it. Just be ready when it gets there to one of those levels. Just be ready. Just ready. You know what's coming. I just showed you the weekly VIX, the weekly USDT, the weekly Bitcoin. We're headed down big time, in my opinion, and based upon technical analysis, and based upon historical precedents. Also, current TA and historical precedents. We're headed down big time. Just be ready for the trade. You've only got one more big trade. Now, we can have some bounces on the way down, sure. You know, you come down, get a big 25% bounce there, another 20%. You know, you could get those, and we could trade those. But you've only got one more big trade, big trade. Just be ready for it. And I'll help walk you through it. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm not taking it from here because I do think we have a little move up, and I'll be ready. Whether that be here, I'll be ready. Or even here, I'll be ready. Okay? But I'm not taking it from here. I would take it from higher or lower. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you take it from lower? Why wouldn't you take it from here? Because I think we're going a little higher. Daily 2-day, a little subpar, little lackluster move to the upside, and I'll be ready for that rejection when we get there. That's why I wouldn't take it from here, because I don't want to have any big drawdown on a near $1 million trade. Okay, and we don't have the monthly cross. In order to get this monthly cross, we have to come a little lower, right? At least this month will be 86.5. So if we get that cross, that's confirmation to me that it is game over. So I would take it from lower. All right, I know I don't get quite as high a percentage, but I have a higher probability trade because I do think we're coming up like that. And if any of you are into wick fill strategy, any of you guys heard of wick fill strategy? It's a real thing. I mean, it's not 100%. Nothing's 100% except daily Lionheart. But it's a real thing. You have a pretty good wick here. That's 98K to 88K. That's a $10,000 wick there. Wick fill strategy says they usually fill 50% of the wick. Not always. And they never do at the top or the bottom. So if this is all-time high, they're not coming to fill 50% of that. That's a good indication that's a top because they never came back to get it. But you come back to get them. You come back to get the wicks. Like here, you bounced, right? You bounced here, but you came back, you filled a little over 50% of the wick, right? So you go look for a bounce here to fill about 50% of the wick, which is right at 93K. You can fill the whole wick. You can come all the way up. But the wick fill strategy really does work a lot of times. Not every time. Not every time. But a lot of times. See if we got any good wicks on the dailies. This is a good indication this is a top. Just like this was a good indication of a local top. And the daily's local. It's not like a weekly. But you had a big wick. You came back, filled 50% of it. Maybe a little more. And then down here, you filled about 30% of it. Down. So they came back and got a little bit of liquidity out of the wick. You see the wick fills here, wicks, fill the wick, down, fill the wick, down, fill the wick, 50% down. Came down eventually with this one here, you came back and filled 50% of the wick, down, 50% of the wick, down. So I would look, and it doesn't have to happen, for 50% of this wick to get filled, this weekly wick, which takes you about 93K. That's just what I'm looking for, guys. And you know my other scenarios. I actually gave you actual trade boxes this time in Discord, so you know exactly our targets if we should move down first. I think that's the less likely scenario. Now, that doesn't mean we can't locally move down like today, Sunday, Monday. That doesn't mean we can't locally move down, and we're ready for that, okay? It doesn't mean we can't do something like this. You know, come down, hit this Bybit value area low, boom, come up, take out gold pockets, point of control, you know, stuff like that, and then come back down, okay? We'll be ready for that. I think if we come up from here, I'll tell you right now, I think if we come up from here, where's my swing chart? If we come up, this is exactly how I think it'll play. I think if we come up from here, straight from here, then we're going to the Bybit value area high, right in here, 93-ish K. If we come up from here, I think we're going there, and that's it, okay? I think if we come down first, take out this, swing failure pattern this, then I think all we get is a point of control, 91-ish, and then down. That's exactly what I think is going to happen. So there and down, or down, point of control. That's it, because this will show weakness. This will show them losing steam. They're losing steam all the way down. I would like to see 93K first, though. I think that's the more likely scenario. Questions, guys? Questions on? I hope you guys got that USDT chart down. That's a game changer. The VIX is your biggie. The VIX is your biggie. Remember how to use that, guys, so you don't get it backwards. The VIX is your leader, right? VIX is what tells people to sell their Bitcoin, right? VIX starts making a move. You say, okay, VIX is coming down, I need to buy some Bitcoin, or VIX is going up, I need to sell my Bitcoin. That causes them to sell into USDT, USDC, which causes the reaction on this chart, which causes the reaction on the Bitcoin chart. So there's never a reason you should miss a big swing trade. I'm not talking scalps. If you want to finesse this down to the 1 minute, have at it. I ain't touching it. There's more than enough money on both of these two charts, on the weekly, 2-day, 3-day, to try to finesse it. Don't try to outsmart the game. I mean, it's just too flippy-floppy on the 1 minute. It's too much. Look at this. You try to work that on the 1 minute. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. That's the 1 minute. Look at all the gaps. Try to figure out if they're coming to fill these gaps. Gaps. It's too fast. It's too much. Stick to the high time frames. You'll get you 20-30% moves. All right, guys, we have any questions? You know what I'm looking for. You know what the macro is showing. If people are telling you we're going to 110K because of some weekly green dot or something like that, and they're not showing you the VIX or the USDT chart, question that. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? What is Bitcoin even doing? I haven't even looked. I made $172 earlier. Y'all were here. We took the trade this morning at U.S. Market Open. It was a good trade. Let's drop down to 15-minute. See what we're looking like. Let's look at that daily VIX too. Maybe we can kind of figure out. What's happening on the daily. I'm going to rearrange these. Next time you see this chart, the VIX will be first. Let's go look at the daily. You're under confirmed daily red dots. Look at the 2-day. All right. We're under a current 2-day red dot. Current 2-day red dot. Let's look at the 2-day on. You're working towards the 2-day red dot here on USDT also. And this is what we showed. And you're way far below here on the Bitcoin chart on the 2-day. So this looks like exactly what we just talked about. The USDT is going to come down. You're already under the leading indicator, right? You got the VIX red dot already. You do not have a green dot on the 2-day for Bitcoin or a red dot on the USDT yet. This is your leading indicator, the VIX, okay? So this should continue down and give you the dot, and this should continue up, give you the green dot, which should give you the little bit of move to the upside. Before we've already showed the weekly and the 10-day and the 2-week on these are all fixing to roll over. So, yeah, we can see a little upside movement here, guys. That's what this is looking for. Yeah, that's right. West Coast VIX stablecoins Bitcoin. Did y'all get the screenshot or write down? Hello? Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. All right, so I'm assuming you guys can hear me now. Make sure you got this. You want the right chart. You want the correct chart. And go ahead and mark out, if you didn't already, 8% on the stablecoin chart. 8%. Put your line there. Above is bad for crypto. But you do not have to be above it to be bad for crypto, okay? You could be significantly below it and headed up towards it. Anytime this is headed up, you don't have to be already be above it to be bad. I mean, you can see on the chart here, I'll trace it out for you. Boom, this is where you started moving up. And let me trace it over here. And that's where you started the big drop from all-time high to 80K. You were well below it over here, well below 8%. But the point is you were moving up. But when you get above it, that's when people start panicking. That's when that extra layer of fear sets in, okay? And you can see that's where you started. That's where you really started to break down. So you came down, but this is where you broke above that level. And let's trace it out over here. That's where you broke down. And you can see that's the clear breakdown of the range on that candle, right? So until then, anytime you come up to that line, you bounced it, bounced it, bounced it. But once you broke above 8%, yeah, you'd already started the move down on Bitcoin from the move up here. But once you broke above on stablecoins 8%, that's when Bitcoiners said, nope, break down of the entire range. That is panic. That is, we are no longer bouncing this range. We are panicking. We are selling. So mark these levels. Use them just like this, a triple split screen, really 2-day, 3-day, weekly, 10-day, 2-week, anything 2-day and above. You can dip to the daily if you really want to get froggy, but I wouldn't. Not until you get used to it, not until you get some experience. You can make plenty on like the weekly and above. Certainly, I'll be honest, I usually go to 2-day. I go 2-day. And I'll use that 2-day. 2 days, daily can be flippy floppy sometimes. 2 days good. 2-day and above. All right, guys. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions before we go? I'm gonna be in Discord. We'll try to get a little trading in today. You know what we're looking for. You know our bigger zones, and remember we do have these little smaller zones here. These little local swing areas. You got my charts in Discord. Just because I think we're headed to 93K or 84K, whatever, doesn't mean I'm not going to trade these. Certainly have some good trades before we get there, right? Right? If I was waiting on 93K or 84K, I'd have missed all of this. So we're certainly going to trade. Just if you're not comfortable with this, those are your bigger levels. Okay? All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I don't know how you guys are. I don't know where you're all of you are in the world, but and we're in Mississippi, which is like the warmest place in the entire country. But supposedly we're having some extreme wintry weather this weekend, starting tomorrow and Sunday and Monday. And like people are panicking. Like we have a Kroger here. It's our grocery stores. Like there's no water in Kroger. Like, there's no water. There's no toilet paper. You know the things they run for. It's like it's crazy. It's like. It's going to be 25 degrees for 2 days, and people are freaking out. But anyway, I don't know. I'll try to be back for my lives on Sunday, of course, but if things do freeze and the internet shuts down, I'll somehow get a message to you guys, but we'll do what we can do. One more thing. I'm going to give away 1,000 USDT. We're going on Babylon Watch starting Monday. Babylon Watch. And to kick that off, I'm giving away 1,000 USDT on Monday. You have to be here on stream, and you have to like or thumbs up the stream. That is going to be the only requirements. That is it. Come to the stream Monday, you thumbs up it, and we're giving away $1,000. It's just Babylon Watch, because I'm telling you, this trade is going to come within the next 3 weeks. I'm telling you. And we're going to be hyped up for it. So I'm going to give you $1,000, and I want you to do me a favor. You can do whatever you want. It's your money. But at least use half of it on your Babylon trade, okay? All right? Will you do that for me? I'm giving you a good trade. You're going to make a lot of money. You're going to triple, quadruple that $500. You can put the whole 1,000 on it if you want. Well, let's do that, okay? Make me happy. All right, guys. I love you guys. Lord has blessed us today. Let's thank Him. Let's praise Him. And let's be in Discord the rest of the day. Let's look for some good trades. And go ahead and add those VIX and stable coins to your chart. And if you have any questions, let me know.